In 1971, the Iranian monarchy was overthrown during the Islamic Revolution, and the Shah was replaced by a supreme leader, so-called Rabar, elected through an assembly of experts consisting of 88 members who were elected by the public, most of which are members of the clergy. From 1989 onwards, this position was held by Ali Khamenei, until just 2 weeks ago, when Israel and the United States launched a surprise attack against Iran, which resulted in the death of the supreme leader. This led to cries of joy from opponents of the regime and tears of sadness from his followers. But more importantly, Iran was in desperate need of a new leader, and this led to the assembly of experts doing something that surprised many. They elected Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of Ali Khamenei, as the new supreme leader on the 8th of March. This move overthrew the old tradition of choosing a leader based on his religious standing and proven leadership, and instead they reverted back to old hereditary succession. According to a member of the assembly, even Ali Khamenei opposed the idea of his son being a candidate. All of this, of course, leads to the big question: who is Mojtaba Khamenei? And what are his views, especially compared to his father? And what future awaits the new supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran? Welcome to the Corvus Chronicles. Before we begin, just a quick disclaimer: since this video is about an evolving situation, it is possible that new information comes to light later on that could change certain information presented in this video. Mojtaba was born in 1969 in Mashhad as the second child of Ali Khamenei, and as one would expect, he grew up with a strict religious education. After he finished school, he studied Islamic theology and ended up moving to Tehran and later to Qom to further his religious education. Apart from the focus on religion, he also studied psychology and psychoanalysis. However, more interesting than his educational career is his political and economic one. Mojtaba joined the Islamic Revolutionary Guard when he was just 17, and by 2009 he even held a leadership position in one of the branches of the Guard, which was also responsible for the violent crackdown on peaceful protests during that year. Reformist forces within the Islamic Republic have also accused him of tampering with elections and arresting reformist politicians and leaders. The Revolutionary Guard branch under his rule was also responsible for the extremely violent response to the protests earlier this year, which killed thousands of people. Some sources claim as many as 36,000 deaths. Apart from his duties as a leader in the Revolutionary Guard, he also managed to build a massive financial empire for himself. Even though his name appears on almost every sanction list in Europe and the US, Bloomberg and the Financial Times published a report in January that shows how the new leader of Iran has amassed an incredible portfolio, while the people of his country suffered. The Iranian state media shows him as living a righteous, devout and Puritan lifestyle, when in reality he owned multiple villas in Switzerland, Mallorca and London. Now, it is unclear whether or not the family used those overseas assets to fund a lavish lifestyle, to launder money, or as an escape plan if the regime in Iran ever fell. According to the report, Mojtaba did not just buy real estate, but he was also either partially or fully in control of companies, like some 5-star hotels in Germany, Austria, Spain or Canada. Of course, he was never directly linked as the owner. Instead, Mojtaba created a network of shell companies and intermediaries who worked for him. And a perfect example of this playbook can be found at a 5-star hotel in Kitzbühel, Austria. Since 2020, shares of the Castle Hotel have been bought up by an Italian company called Panarera, which is fully owned by a German company called German ETD, which in turn is completely owned by Ali Ansari. Ali is also known as the shadow banker of Iran, and according to Bloomberg, one of the main perpetrators behind Mojtaba's financial empire. The hotel in Austria is now actually suing the Italian owner because they do not want to be associated with sanctioned people or the Iranian government. Panamera in turn is also suing the hotel for unfair treatment. So, from what we know about his background, what conclusions can we draw about his possible leadership style in Iran? And will he be accepted by the people of Iran? Well, it is definitely not going to be a drastic shift from his father. Some experts originally thought the assembly of experts would choose a more reformist candidate to appease the United States and Israel to stop the war. But with Mojtaba Khamenei as the new supreme ruler, this will not happen. Instead, it is an act of defiance against them. If anything, Mojtaba is an even more extreme hardliner for the regime of his father. And the reactions were as one would imagine. Israel's foreign ministry tweeted the following just 2 days after Mojtaba was chosen as new leader. Mojtaba Khamenei inherits his father's legacy of repression and bloodshed. And Trump told ABC News in an interview, if he doesn't get approval from us, he's not going to last long. Strangely enough, initially there was no response from the new leader to those threats by the US and Israel, and some reports have now come out that confirm the suspicions of some. While Mojtaba survived the airstrike that killed his father, his mother and his wife, it seemed like he did sustain some injuries and is currently getting treated for them. On the 12th of March, however, he released his first public message through the Iranian state television channel, without an accompanying video though. The message read as following. We will not forgo avenging the blood of the martyrs. Every citizen killed by the enemy is a case for vengeance in itself. To me, those words do not sound like someone who is ready to admit defeat and negotiate a peace treaty. However, it seems like Donald Trump does not think so. During a rally on the 11th of March, he said,
with Operation Epic Fury. Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over.
I don't know about you, but declaring victory while the new leader promises vengeance and missile attacks are intensifying from both sides might be slightly optimistic. But what do you think? Will Iran come to the negotiating table, or is a ground invasion by the US inevitable? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!